Well, if you caught Media McKnight on Tuesday, you would have seen what I am calling the stand-up of the year. 7 News meteorologist Tony Auden presented the entire weather segment while on a ride that goes upside down. Have a look at part of his report.
Around the capital tomorrow, showers in Sydney. They'll peak late in the day, 15 degrees. Otherwise, partly cloudy and dry for Adelaide, Melbourne and Hobart. Back to northern Queensland, sunshine, 27 degrees in Townsville. Whoa. Otherwise, mostly sunny skies rather in Cairns and McKay. In the south, widespread early frost for inland areas, maybe just creeping east. Mostly sunny skies on the coast, a little bit of patchy cloud out west. In the southeast, also a chilly morning. We're looking at a bit of patchy cloud in the south in the afternoon and the possible shower for the Gold Coast. Suburb of the day, Redback Plains, 2 tonight, possible frost and a top of 22 degrees. Boaties, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots early. They'll turn southeast later.
Oh, that is just amazing. Tony Auden, welcome to McKnight Tonight.
Thanks so much for having me, Rob.
How did you achieve this? I couldn't see any notes on you. You had your microphone, and that's all it seemed to me. Did you actually learn the whole segment off by heart?
Yes, I did. There was no autocue up in the sky. Look, I thought this could possibly be done. Look, I only talk about one topic. It's weather, and more weather. The way that I attacked it was I created all the graphics. I make all my own changes. I did write a script as a backup and a way of processing it, but in my head, I memorised all of the images and then ad-libbed off the icons in that process. So I think the only real stuff up I had was saying mostly sunny degrees in the tropics when we started going upside down. Apart from that, we got there. I tried not to put too many numbers in, and the ones that I did, I really made a point of remembering as well. Otherwise, we got there, a bit of gaffer tape on the microphone on the hand to make sure nothing went flying off into the crowd.
Mate, it's unbelievable. I have enough problems reading the words on an autocue right in front of me, so to remember that level of detail is amazing. It's a big risk doing something like this, though. What made you do it? Live on TV, lest we forget.
I know, nothing like live on TV. Look, I'm in the studio most nights. It's, by comparison, quite boring. I'd like to think I own the space here quite well and use the maps.
You do.
But we're at the circus. You may as well see some clowns on air. We're there, we can have fun, and we have a license to try and get creative. So I tried to suss out. I thought, which ones can I do? The claw is actually a bigger ride, but it doesn't go upside down. And the problem with that is we have to consider the technical side of it. Does the RF on our microphone actually get back to the receiver? Does my IFB, my ear, actually get through to give me counts? Now, I did actually set a timer on my watch as a backup in case I lost those comms. Thankfully, I kept the comms all the way through, then lost them just at the end when we're off air. So we thought about that. We looked at the Joker and thought this is the right amount of upside down. It's all swinging around, but not too far away. And I considered doing a practice run beforehand. My cameraman said, no, I think we're okay in terms of the technical side of it. And the thing was, we actually had crowds there at the Ekka paying good money to go on that ride. So we didn't want to take too many spots, given we had to delay the start of that one ride by a couple of minutes to line up with on air. So that was the first time I was on the ride. I took a gamble, and thankfully this time it paid off.
Well, there's an authenticity to that. If you had rehearsed it, you don't get that natural, you know what's coming and you know what to expect, so you don't get that natural reaction.
That's right. And look, I got a bit lucky. So the extreme part of the ride is actually when they released the cages. And because we had a little bit of a delay at the start, you can see me sort of doing this, that was meant to happen at the very start. And we had 20 to 30 seconds at the beginning before it got going. That meant that the actual release of the cages where you flick forward and back was delayed until just as we finished on air. And that's when most people sort of start getting those little knocks and when it gets really wild. I probably would have been warmed up enough to get through, but it would have been more of a challenge if that had have happened 30 seconds earlier. So it was relatively easy for being 25 metres upside down.
And what's the reaction to this been like?
It's been amazing. Put it up on social media and had all kinds of positive remarks. A few people asking how on earth I did it. And I sort of explained that process of memorising the graphics. People saying, oh, that ride's easy, I could do it, which is there's always a few people that probably could do it as well. Great response online. And I think it's even contributed to me getting Reporter of the Week on the cheap seats as well. So that's a little career highlight there.
Well, that's an important thing. So, yes, you certainly deserve Reporter of the Week.
Fun, insightful interviews from a washed-up producer with nothing to lose. McKnight Tonight, McKnight Tonight, McKnight Tonight. It's good night from McKnight Tonight.